Alrighty. Where's my webcam? Good and happy Saturday. Marty here with my No Man's Sky stream. The Saturday morning cartoon. Alrighty. Let's see what's going on here. See if we can get the webcam back up here. Yeah, there it is. Okay. And okay, so the group needs to be pulled over. Is that what I'm getting? I'm getting conflicting messages from my NMS here. Let's see. Transform. We fit it to the screen. That didn't work. Okay, so that's off. I turn that off. That's the picture. Okay. Why can't I see my webcam? I don't know. Let's move on to the next scene just to see. Okay, I do see my webcam. Yeah, I don't. I'm going to have to. Well, let's just see what we got here. Here's the webcam. How about we copy that, paste it over here. We can't paste a duplicate? What's up with that? What if I delete this one? Now, can I paste a duplicate? No. Copy this. Oh. What the hell? Copy this. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hey, why can't I paste a duplicate? Anyway, I have to figure that out at some point. So, yeah, No Man's Sky, the Saturday morning cartoon. Here we go. So, what's on tap this morning? Let's see. We got at least one Nexus mission, I hope. That would be a good start today. Where are we? This is where we ended off last time. I think we were doing a hunt for a Sentinel Interceptor, and we ended up here in the on Yonk. Yonk, should name it Yonkers, though I'm not from New York. In the Tay-Dairy system, Tay-Dairy 3, and as you can see, all discovered thanks to my freighter, all discovered by me. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to... I've brought in... Oh, by the way, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome everybody. I've brought in my my freighters, my frigates already. So our starship is in the bay, yeah. So there's nothing out there to do. I've thinned out my inventory, so that's done. I'm going to try a slightly different approach this morning on the frigates. We're going to start with the longest one again, which is 3600. It's a balanced expedition, 3600 light years. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go with all support vessels. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to save some for... Okay, so just that right there is enough, and we're not using any fuel. I'm going to see if I can push out this one, just to get it to rank up a little bit, hopefully. Yeah, we're still not using fuel, see? I got 3 ships. My fleet rating exceeds the difficulty rating, which is what you want. And they're all support vessels, and we're not using any fuel. I'm going to see if I can do that with the rest of the expeditions here. Balanced expedition. And we're going to start with... do I not have another? I don't have any. I only have 1 S-class support, but I do have several A-class support vessels, and I do have several B-class. So again, we're not using any fuel. Fleet rating exceeds the difficulty rating. So again, you know what? I'm going to push that out as is. And we'll just keep going like that. Next one is 1560 light years combat patrol. So let's go ahead and we have other vessels we can rely on if we need to. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep pushing out the support vessels here. Okay, so this is a higher level difficulty rating here. So let me see if I can find another support vessel that has a higher combat index, which is the first column right here. Let's push these 2 out and see what happens. So now we're equal. Okay, so our fleet rating is equal to the difficulty rating. We still haven't used any fuel though. So I'm going to go ahead and look for another support vessel. This one also has a fairly good combat rating here, 10. I'm going to push that one out. And here we go. Our fleet rating now exceeds the difficulty rating. We're only using support vessels. And we have not used any fuel. So, we're good. We're golden. So we got 2 more expeditions left. We got and they're both balanced. So let's see what we got left for support vessels here. We have 1. Have an A-class support. That would actually do it. Not using any fuel. Fleet rating exceeds the difficulty rating. This is our exploration, as far as I'm understanding here. This is our exploration index here to 10. Let's see what else. So exploration mission. It's not an exploration. It's a balanced. Yeah, balanced expedition. So yeah, for a balanced expedition, I don't know. You could pick any of the other ships if you wanted. Let's just see what happens if we put a one of these lower tiered ships in here, just to see. This one has a really good exploration index here. So let's just see what happens here. Yeah, see, we've climbed into the fuel utilization here. So I'm gonna change that out. Let's put the trade vessel in there, see what happens. Nope, we're still in the fuel utilization. Looks like we're going to be using fuel whether we want to or not if we actually add a separate specialized vessel in there. You know what? We do have some fuel, so I'm going to go ahead and launch that like it is. And the last mission, I don't think we have any support vessels left. So we probably won't have much choice but to use use some fuel here. So there's a trade. How about we throw an S-class industrial at it? And we're still only using 50 tons though, so that's not terrible. Alright, so that's our frigate missions. As you see, the heavier sided missions, we did not use any fuel. When we ran out of support vessels, that's when we started using fuel. So I have a half a mind to get see if I can pick up a few more support vessels. First thing we're going to do after all this is to take care of our settlement business, and basically we're just hoping our debt is starting to get cleared. It was still quite substantial, I believe, last week. So okay, let's make sure that the settlement mission is pinned. There it is right there. And there's our settlement terminal over here in this building. And so what we're looking at is the status first. Yeah, we still have quite a bit of debt here. And it's the time has been reduced significantly, but it's still quite a bit of time before we get it all cleared away because of the difference between the productivity and the cost here, of course. So what we're going to do is we're going to hopefully take on another item in the first menu item to see if we can reduce the increase the productivity or reduce the cost somehow. So okay, let's go ahead and do that. Settlement. Greet the settlement visitor. Okay, so announces themselves with a flourish. They claim to be working for an anonymous benefactor. They wish to help the settlement. Present the plans for a public drinks machine as a gift. So there is no downside in terms of cost here. There is no upside in terms of productivity, but we are adding a feature here. So we'll go ahead and accept that. And at this point, I think our settlement business is done. And these guys heal each other. That's not fair. Where are they? There's more. There's more. I know there's more. There's one over there. Is there more? Looks like there's more over there, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. There he is. That it? That's it. Okay. Once you hear that that little jingle, whatever it is, yeah. Whatever that jingle is, you know that you've defeated the sentinels. Now, this is supposed to be a paradise planet, so let's just have a quick look here. There it is. Okay. So your settlement still gets attacked, Paradise Planet or not. Okay, so let's see. We were building something last time, so that's why we didn't get an opportunity to build something else, because we're still in the middle of this build here. 2 quantum computers is the materials that we are required to supply here. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can build 2 quantum computers. There they are right there. Well, now we can go on to the next phase of the construction here. I think it should be the last. This building looks like it's almost done. Still got the panels up around, but aside from that, it looks like it's almost done. Now, I got a funny feeling I was building something over here too, but I don't know what it was. I don't remember. I don't recall. Yeah, something's going on over here. I don't know. I had an idea for another build. Just a kind of a part of a build or something at some point, but I think what we're going to do next, now that the settlement is taken care of, we'll go up to the Nexus and we'll check out the missions. Yeah, there you go. Maybe a little bit of action to jumpstart your day here. There we go. We're out of the atmosphere. Should be able to bring in the Nexus here. Alrighty. Alright. Landing sequence. Okay, so Nexus weekend mission. Let's see what it is today. Let's see which one we get today. Lots of nice ships in the bay this morning. Yeah. Couple of barrel fighters. Nice. I like this one without the tail fin. That's a nice fighter right there. A little one of those. Ooh, there's a nice one. It's a beauty. Yowza! Very nice. Very nice. I like that. Orange with the purple tips. Very nice. Yeah, the radiant pillars. There's one there and there's one over there. Let's see. Nexus mission. Nexus mission, malicious foliage. Okay, so this is... usually, it's not a difficult mission. Eliminating hazardous flora. Start mission. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go planet side and see what's up with that. Okay. And off we go. See if we walk away from... Alrighty, where is our target? Looks like it's over this way. Not sure if it's on this planet or the other one behind it, but find out in a second. Looks like it's on the other planet. Okay, I was going to say it looks like it's on this one. We started bending around the curvature there. That's it. It's over here. Obviously we got storms here, so that's going to be one hazard we're going to have to look out for. Perfectly doable. I mean, there's, you know, it's just a question of having the correct protection and trying to be somewhat cognizant of the fact that that protection will be getting eroded by storms more quickly than otherwise. Let's see. We're gonna go and foliage, eh? Okay, so this is an approximate location, I think. Oh yeah, that's right. The foliage thing. You gotta look for a location where a traveler was downed by said foliage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go around, look for probably a crashed ship or something of that nature. So is he actually in the water, or did he get grabbed by something underwater? Hazardous flora detected. Land ship to begin search. Yeah, I think that's normally the MO of this mission is you need to find the grave or something like that of the explorer that got taken out by the foliage. So there's something right there in front of me. I'm not sure what that is. Let's go and have a closer look. Well, it is a building. Okay, boom, right through the building. Look at that, eh? Nice. Physics, who needs it? Yeah, I have a short on my channel about that, pertaining to, of course, the Starfield business. Okay, progress saved, location not saved. 761 over this way. Okay, this is an abandoned building. This appears to be a don't know if the system is abandoned. Data level. Conflict level unavailable. Really, eh? Huh. That's weird. Am I still going the right way? Yeah. Okay, so our oh wow, he is over on the island, is he? Well, that's not an island. That looks more like a peninsula. Okay, how far are we now? 351. Wow. I didn't realize he was so far away. That's him down there. Nope, it's not him. Oh, we're gonna get to run around here today. Isn't that a surprise? We're going almost back where we came from here. Getting tossed around in a circle. Not fair, guys. 136, eh? My guess is he's over there. Although it is showing me over this way. There's the grave right there. Okay. Wow, this is an unusual spot for a grave. Usually they're inside of a big round crater or something. And this is really, really unusual. Okay, well, we'll take it. So here it is. The atmosphere here, blah, 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 by the strangling vines. Very little ammunition. Fallen traveler's log seem to mention the floral infestation, but holds no further clues. Wanted to scout to locate the hazardous flora. So that's it. You gotta find the hazardous flora. And just undo it. So hazardous flora comes in mostly two flavors. If you're lucky to get on a planet where there's a cave nearby, you'll be in pretty good shape because caves normally have a lot of hazardous flora. There's one over there for sure. There's one here too, right here. Scan it before we actually... Oh. Wrong, wow, wrong one again? That's the one here, right? We need the mining beam, because we're going to harvest the oxygen off these guys. Again here, we're going to scan it. I'm just wondering if there's a cave nearby, because that would make things slightly easier. That's 2 out of 13. There's another one over here. Plant there. Now this is the same one. No, this looks like could be two different bulbous plants like this. There's another one up here. Not sure exactly where, but it's up here somewhere. There's more there. There's more there. So quite. Oh, one right there. Bio channel. Welcome to the channel, bio channel. Yeah, this is turned out to be one of the better games on the market, I think. in terms of... oh, okay, so we got also this whippy plant. Yeah, in terms of just, yeah, fun. On my fun index, yeah, this is fun for sure. There's a little bit of everything for everybody in here. If you like to explore, there's all kinds of stuff. If you like combat, there's all kinds of opportunities. If you like storyline, there's some storyline here. There's quite a bit of everything here, so fun. Okay, so that one looks like it's embedded inside this big thing here. Looks like it from where I'm standing. Yeah. Yep, so we're gonna have to forego that one. Let's see if we can... I just got whipped by something. Oh, anyway. Can't get too close to these hazardous flora because they will... well, let me just show you. If you're too close and you try to take them out, see what happened there? Took out some of my health, right? Yeah, glad to have you aboard there, Biochannel. So what we're doing here is the weekend, what they call the weekend Nexus mission. I don't know if you're familiar with No Man's Sky at all, but there's a thing called the Space Anomaly. It's kind of a space station, but it's more or less independent of most of the structures in the game. It forms an integral part of the actual storylines, but it is kind of independent in a sense. Oh, something else there. How many is that? Is that 11 or 12? That's 11. Okay, we're gotta skip that one because that one is kind of embedded, like I said, in the big plant. That's kind of a physics thing that most games ignore. I'm sure you're familiar. So here we're asked to, the objective here is to try to clear out some of the hazardous flora, seeing as one of our traveler friends was consumed by it. Okay, that's it. Mission complete. Here's my boat. Okay, heretic. I'm a heretic, see that? On the left, heretic killed a hazardous plant. Yeah. Okay. Now my boat is over that way. Great. 600 units away. So a unit is about a meter, I figure. Oh, and not a moment too soon. Incoming storm. Good, I think we avoided the storm. That's good, I'll take that. We're parked over at that building over here. So we're almost there. There's our boat right over there. And in comes the storm. Return to the Nexus. Alright, so we're going to complete this mission, return to the Nexus. I'm just going to take a quick look and see what other missions are on the go up here. Normally, so just for information, Biochannel, normally on the weekend, starting Friday sometime, I think it's around noon Eastern time. This is a game that was developed in England, I believe, on the British Isles somewhere. So they go by their clock, of course, I do believe. But in any case, starting around noon Friday, I believe it's noon Friday Eastern time, they kick off a couple of special missions on the weekend, and you can access those through this thing here, which this is the Space Anomaly, right? This has got it's all, you know, its own kind of lore built into it, and if you follow the storylines, you will get what goes on here. There's a nice fighter right there. I'm not, you know, overly fussy about the angular kind of bits on this particular kind of model, but I do like the wing configuration and the large thruster in the back. Well, I mean, it is just a game, right? So here's my favorite, my all-time favorite kind of ship, I think, right here. It's an exotic. We call this one the Guppy, because basically all it is that little round ball. Everything else is just decoration on it, basically. There's a cowling on the back that kind of opens up and exposes the thruster. There's a couple of side thrusters here. But there are a number of varieties of this particular ship. You can have some with tall fins and wings and whatnot, but that's the basic configuration right there, pretty much. A little round Guppy. I like that one. My all-time favorite ship, and the reason is that it's so small. It takes up very little room on your... takes up very little footprint on your screen, right? So when you're flying around looking for stuff, it doesn't like take up half your screen and block out what you're looking for, right? So we're going to complete the mission here, and we've obtained, of course, we've obtained some Quicksilver right here. That's the idea of doing the Nexus missions, is for Quicksilver, basically. And we've also gotten 12 life support gel, as you can see in the top right there. And let's see, so there we are in network mode here, so there are other actual players in the Nexus as we speak. There's a bunch of them. There's a couple over there, there's 2 here and 2 there. So each one of these ships is owned by one of those players. So here is a typical example of a ship like I was talking about, like this Guppy here. They come in various colors, of course. And this Guppy here has got a couple of the wings and a small tail fin on it. It also has the... Jake, good morning, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, this one here has some of the front end proboscis-like things that I like to call them. I'm not fussy about this particular model with this stuff here. But I mean, it's up, you know, that's the thing about this game, right? It's got a little bit of everything for everybody, depending on your preferences and so on. So yeah, you might need to look around for those kinds of ships. They're not just, you know, they are kind of everywhere. Apparently all... Okay, I can't do another weekend mission in this playthrough. Oh, that's not good, eh? I hope everything turns out okay over there. Yeah, hoping for the best, of course, right? You guys sit tight and medicate, and hopefully things will be turned out fine there shortly. Yeah, we're doing okay. I mean, we went to see FNAF yesterday afternoon. Five Nights at Freddy's, is that it? It's based on another video game. Mixed reviews. I didn't, you know, I thought it was okay. I'd probably give it like a 6 or 6.5 out of 10. The story could have used a little more depth, I found. But all in all, not overly scary, not overly deep in terms of story, but you know, it stayed somewhat faithful to the game, I think, according to my daughters, who are much more into the game than I am. Yeah, I thought it was okay. Yeah, so like I said, I think it would have benefited enormously from a little more depth in the storyline, in the dialogue. And you know, it's only an hour and 40 minutes long, so I mean, they could have made an extra 20 minutes in there would have probably made a huge difference in terms of course, depending on what they put into that 20 minutes, right? but it could have that could have made a huge difference. I think it might have been a very slightly lower budget film. So yeah. So, but I mean, all in all, not a terrible experience. If you are into the game, then perhaps. Yeah, for sure. I heard of that. Yeah. Girls have been watching another mini series called. I think it's The Haunting of Hill House. If you haven't seen that, that's somewhat interesting too. They in that storyline bounces around a lot in time frames, flashbacks and stuff like that, and it can be a little challenging to keep up with, but also an interesting horror kind of genre miniseries. So yeah, that was fun. I'm just going to see what else is on the go here in the Nexus. I didn't see another weekend mission. I think once you do the weekend mission, it disappears off your list here. Of course, the weekend mission is highlighted in green. This is one of the daily missions here, the one in brown on top, or bronze or whatever. So yeah, it offers much less Quicksilver. So every single day of the week, you have a number of these missions to choose from, and they offer 400 Quicksilver. So if you do all of them, you get like 2,800 Quicksilver or more, because I think you can do more than one a day. And the weekend mission offers 1,800. We did not watch that yet. No, we might this weekend actually. I'm not sure, because they did talk about it. We've been watching, or at least they've been watching horror for pretty much all month. I've watched a few over the month, but mostly on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? So haven't seen everything that they've seen, but it's been an experience. It's been a good family experience, right? Sitting down watching horror movies. Halloween on Tuesday, of course. So yeah, get your costumes and your treat bags out for sure. Get your candy ready for any young visitors. Usually we have like between 60 and 80 here. Last couple of years, of course, with COVID, it's been cut down significantly. We're probably getting around a maximum of 50 here, but some years we used to get like 100, 120 kids coming around the neighborhood, right? And the wife gets right into it. She gets into costume and stands out at the door and stuff, and hands out candy, and hands out candy and decorates the place up a little bit. She doesn't seem to be too kind of crazily into it. Hey, there you go. Getting into the spirit, are you? Good for you. Alrighty, so we got the Nexus weekend mission done. How are we doing for time? Gee whiz. Only 40 minutes in, we got everything done. Okay. I did have a bit of a... Okay, so there's a save point. Alright. I did have a bit of an idea for a kind of something I wanted to build, but I wasn't too sure where I wanted to build it. So I'm just going to go up and go to the teleporter and see if I can find one of my bases that has it's not a paradise planet. Let's see. Okay, so I'm wondering why they haven't cycled through these yet. These are the same 3 bases on top here. Community highlight, right? These are the same 3 bases that I've seen here since I started playing the game, I believe. And it's just kind of irritating that they haven't really cycled through those, unfortunately. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. original settlement. Okay, we know what that is. Subsea Nexus. This was a base I made for a weekend mission that was on the go a couple of weeks ago. This is the base where my new settlement is. Orange Pillar. Okay, is this on a paradise? It is. Okay, let's go there. That looks like fun. So this base I put down next to a sentinel pillar. Let's just take a look and see what we got going on here. I think it might have been a base that was out in the wild too. Not entirely sure. It is. She probably not quite, aware of what's going on there, but yeah, I'm sure it is adorable. Wait, I want to go up. So there's the pillar over there. Yeah, this, I'm not sure, but this looks like it might have been a base in the wild. Maybe not. Doesn't really matter. Regardless, is the base computer in here? I don't think it is, eh? I think it might have actually been up there. Let's just, whoop, not that. Oh, before we go there, you notice this guy here. This guy here is not always available on your menu, right? Return to the space anomaly. I think if you go too far or do too much or whatever, that option disappears and you have to go back up in space and summon the space anomaly if you want to get to it. But initially, once you leave the space anomaly, that option should be available to you. Okay, I don't see where the base computer. Yeah, so this obviously is not. It's not a base computer in the wild kind of thing, because they do occur very infrequently, but they do occur in the wild, and you'll find them on, a big round space like what this pillar is on, right? That's where you'll find your base computers in the wild. And all it will be is like a big round flat spot with a base computer right in the middle. It hasn't been put there by anybody, it's just available. Now mine's around here somewhere. I don't see it anywhere. That's odd. There's my teleporter and a trade terminal. Where the heck's my base computer? I don't know. It's probably down here. Oh, yeah. So here's something else. There's the base computer there. Your ship will normally land close to your base computer when you teleport to certain camp that you made, or whatever, this thing here, post camp, whatever you want to call it. Your ship will land close to the base computer. But if you have a teleportation unit like I got up there, then you as your character will land just off the teleportation unit usually. That's what happened here. Now, I was thinking of perhaps building something over here. First, so this particular structure came about in the Sentinel, one of the Sentinel updates or upgrades that came into the game. And what it is this is kind of a controller node for the Sentinels. It has a number of protection units around it. It's got a walker right there, and it's got a drone over there. It's got these control units here, and of course you can't destroy the big pillar, but you can destroy the three separate units on the outside. There's a repair drone there. That's a repair drone. So if you start beating up on the walker or the flying drone over there, the repair unit will immediately go to the item that you were bashing and try to fix it. Just a heads up that if you are going to combat sentinels, which these things are, you're going to want to take these out first, so that there's nothing fixing the damage that you inflict upon the others. What we're going to do here is we're going to disable the sentinels on this planet, at least temporarily, because it is always temporary. Once you reload or leave the system, I believe your actions become ineffective. So this guy isn't going to bother me until I actually start tampering with the terminal here, I believe. Let's just go ahead and check that out. So I'm going to shut down the Sentinel forces. That's going to knock out all these drones here. Planetary Sentinels disabled. Okay. I'm also going to look at the weapon technology. It's a B-class pistol kind of thing, so I'm going to just leave it there. Now what you're going to notice here is that the two Sentinels have basically off themselves. There's the what's left of the walker, purple barrel that gives you a hard frame engine, some nanites. Sometimes it will give you ammunition or something else. The flying drone, what's left of it, is over here. So we got some nanites. Do we get anything else? We got some ammunition. And that's it, eh? Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out the control modules here. Harvestable Sentinel technology, pillar control node. So you can just go ahead and take those out. If you shoot at those before you take out the Sentinels, they will come at you and try to take you out. So your best bet is, of course, to go at the terminal here and disable the Sentinels. Once you've done that, there are no Sentinels left on the planet. So I've obviously got another base on this planet. It's at a portal over that way. If I was to walk towards it, it would take me 47 minutes. I'm not going to do that, but I also put a base here next to this because I thought it was kind of interesting. So I did want to put here. Let me just going to try to show you what it is that I want to build. If I may. So okay, let's see. Let's see. All right, so here's what I'm thinking of building on the grounds of the pillar here. And of course, Jake, you will know why. You know what this signifies to us, of course. This is Scorpion, of course, and we are Scorpios. So I'd like to see if I can find materials that will kind of approximate the shape of this thing. And you know, you're in the game here. There are a number of other players who are very, very, very well versed in the build aspects of No Man's Sky, and you know, those three bases that I showed you earlier at the teleporter in the Nexus. Those are kind of not extreme builds, but they are kind of specialty builds that people have put up. And of course, there are others. If you go onto my channel, you'll see in my favorite list of favorite channels, there's a couple of builders in there. I think Enra Silver is listed there. He is one of my favorite builders, of course. He spends, some would argue, spends way too much time building in No Man's Sky, but obviously expert builder. And yeah, so I'm going to be trying to find materials. And what I mean by that is, when you have a base down, you have access to any number of things. So all these structures here are available to you. All of these independent building structures, wood, stone, metal. You have these things that are also available to you that can also be resized, by the way. You have all this stuff that you can use for various things. You have all the furnishings that you can use to simulate different kinds of things that you might want to integrate into your settlement. So you can make some very, very interesting things in your on your base. With a little imagination, and basically that's what I lack. That's what I lack. Admission of guilt there. I lack imagination, so I'm hoping to go with, you know, try to take some of these shapes and things and build out what I just showed you there, some kind of scorpion shape thing. Yeah, so there's all of these shapes, and of course decals, posters, and I think there are flags in here too. No, posters. These you can decorate your freighter, you can decorate your bases, your buildings and your bases with these. With these as well, all these statues and plants. That kind of looks like a pumpkin, doesn't it? I was thinking about something like that for the season as well, but yeah, I'm unfortunately not. I'm not into the building enough to really spend hours on end trying to get something out of my mind and onto the tapestry here. Unfortunately, maybe I will. I've been talking about it for a while now, how I'd like to do some building, but it's hard to meld together your imagination in these parts and try to come up with something interesting. And yeah, so there you have it, right? So I'm just trying to look through these parts here and see what I could possibly use, whether I make it bigger, make it smaller, or whatever. What I could possibly use to create that shape that I was just talking about. And you can use all of these parts, and you can kind of shape them into, you know, pretty much any shape you want, right? If, like I said, if you look at some of the builders that I have in my favorites list, you'll know what I mean. Do I have... Okay, let me just take you back before we go ahead and do this. this playthrough a basis. Orange Pillar, Nexus Weekend. Paradise Portal. Cobalt Emporium. It's hard to tell what that is. The picture didn't... picture's not doing it any justice there. Anchor Point. This is the remnants of a previous expedition, of course. I have hundreds of hours into this playthrough. It's a survival playthrough, but nonetheless does have some remnants of a previous expedition. Ooh, taking care of the smelly area. Yuck. Been there, done that, Jake. Good on you. Atlas Pass, final portal. Portal house, blah blah blah. Yeah, I can't see where my where I would have put a special build here. Normally I would have taken a picture of it because it's really, I thought it was really nice. Alright, anyway. So, any expert builders out there need to give me a clue as to what I can use to build a very large scorpion right here. Let's see. What can I start with? You know what? I think I need to do that offline because that's simply a very, very large undertaking. And my Saturday morning cartoon has not really normally been focused on building. I think maybe if I get, you know, either bit proficient at all at building, I may start to do a little bit of building during the cartoon here, but I think at this time it's just not in the cards. I need to come up with some kind of design and some kind of plan to build this thing out, because obviously you can't just start from scratch and start just putting things together, because that's just a lot of time that you could use in a planning phase on this kind of thing. Alright, so what we're going to do instead is we will go through a black hole right here. We're going to go through a black hole and see where we end up, and see what kind of action we can get on the other side. So this is what we're doing here is we're warping basically to another star system, and so there's the black hole directly in front of us. We are in, let's see, Evidoni Ailey system. It's got 3 planets. It's a Gex system. Gentle conflict level, which is the lowest tier, and the economy here is failing, which is kind of 1 star out of 3. It's been discovered already by Shadron Melee, or Shadron Melee, or not exactly sure how to pronounce that, but 7 months ago this person discovered this system. And so basically all you do to get into the black hole is just fly right into it, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and fly into the black hole and see what happens. So this is going to be like a teleportation kind of thing, like we just did, right? It's going to fire us out into the same galaxy, and there are 256 galaxies, I think, in this game. So yeah, and this star system is also discovered by Apple Bloom 82 4 months ago. It's got 5 planets. None of them are known or discovered, which means that whoever this Apple Bloom person didn't land on any of the planets. I'd be curious to know what is here, just as a curiosity, purely. Level 2 conflict and probably a level 2 economy as well here. So let's do this. So we'll bring in our freighter. Whoop, bring in our freighter. And what you can do from your freighter, it's my capital ship here, this is my freighter. Of course, if you can bring your freighter in, you can obviously land in your freighter, and then all the ships that you own, not all of them, 6, including the one you're flying, 6 ships will be in your freighter. Up to 6 ships. If you own more, then you will see more. You will only see 6 total ships. So there's one of my living ships there. That's it. It's an organic class as alien. There's the Utopia Speeder. That's a reward on a past expedition. An S-class fighter. Very good ship. There are a couple of what do you call these guys? Sentinel interceptors. Yeah. These were crashed Sentinel interceptors that I found. This one back here has been upgraded to S. I've never found an S-class interceptor in the wild. And we attempted to do we did a half-ass attempt last week to see if we can find one, but we only got around to looking for 2 or 3 of those. But in any case, I've never found an S-class interceptor in the wild. I have found lots of A-classes, which this is one of them here, and that one back there was upgraded. Now this is another exotic. We've seen one of these in the Nexus a few minutes ago. We saw a red one with purple ends on it. This one is a white one, of course. This one I like to call the white zebra squid exotic. And all the exotics are S-class, so that's the top level, top tier. It goes from C to B to A to S. Excuse me, and that goes for ships, multi-tools, freighters, and yeah, so your S-class is the best. So okay, now, although this system was discovered 4 months ago by Apple Bloom 82, you'll see my name is affixed permanently to the planets in this system, based on the fact that I've just done a probe from my freighter. So this room here is a room that you can put into your freighter. And of course you can do that through the build menu, right? You have a number of different rooms that you can throw into your freighter, assuming you have the correct components, as you see on the panel there. It takes silver, antimatter, and amino chamber to build a teleport chamber. I've already got one. I'm standing next to it. This is the scanner room and what we were just using, the planetary probe. And that's the cost. Silver, gold, and ion battery. Of course, you got all kinds of other things here. The fleet command rooms, you use those to to send out your frigate fleet on expeditions, and these are accessed through the navigation fellow right here. Now, at this console in the middle here, you also have your freighter upgrades. Once you get these things up here, the salvaged frigate modules, and there are various ways to get those. You can buy all the upgrades for your freighter, including the blueprints for all these rooms that I just showed you in the build menu. This is a similar interface to your fighter or your starship galactic interface. You can travel in your freighter if you like, or in your starship. It doesn't really matter. Your freighter may tend to have a much longer range than your starship, so if you're looking to go greater distances, this may be the way to do it. And of course, you can scan around. These are all the stars in this galaxy. So there are quite a few, as you can see, right? And you can go to any of them. You can see there's red ones here, there's blue ones, and there should actually be red, blue, and green, but one of my colors is a little off here, so I don't think you see the green. And I'm not sure if it has anything to do with, I guess it might, filter. I just changed the filter. I still don't see the green though. These are definitely blue. Now if you go into it, you'll kind of get an idea, but yeah. So with this filter, this particular filter, I can see the blue ones, I can see the red ones here like this, and the green ones for some reason look kind of orange to me, I think, which is weird. And even if I change conflict level, okay, so maybe, no, now I don't see any blue, I just see green. I see red, unstable. So level 1 conflict is green, level 2 conflict is yellow, level 3 conflict is red. Is that what I'm getting out of this filter? Yes. Okay. So if I change the filter again to the economy, this changes the color of everything we see here. And of course, like I said, the green, I'm not sure why, but the green stars are not appearing the way it would be nice for them to appear. I don't know if my monitor is not calibrated properly or whatever. You're probably seeing the same thing I'm seeing. Anyway, the point is, actually I do see green stars now. I have no filter on. I see green, I see red, and I see, well, what looks like blue. It's kind of purplish, but it looks like blue. Okay, looks like the filter may be working now, strangely. All right, so that's the flight warp map. That's the galactic map from the freighter perspective. This particular terminal here, you can look at your fleet and your squadron. You can have a squadron of 4 ships. It takes nanites to buy these slots. I think the first one is free, but you have to buy the rest of them. In my personal experience, I found that squadron basically just gets in the way when you're in conflict in your starship in outer space. So I've taken my squadron out of the equation. They just get in the way. They don't help. They don't destroy anything. They just get in the way, basically. They're not always in the way, but they do get in the way. And that's really annoying to me, so I've just taken that out. You can also see the fleet of frigates that you own. And when you first get a freighter, you have 1 frigate. So these are the frigates that I have. You start off with a C-class frigate of some sort, whether it be support, exploration, trade, industrial, or combat. I think there's 6, right? Combat, exploration, industrial, support, and trade. There's 5 different kinds of frigates, and you have access to a couple of special kinds. One in particular, the living frigate. Once you send your these frigates out on a mission, there's a chance that one will bring back a dream aerial, which is a specialized device in this game, and that will allow you to pick up one of these guys. So this is an organic frigate. It looks kind of like a whale a little bit, whale with tentacles. It's kind of weird, but yeah, it's not always S-class. It can be any class. And the way you upgrade your frigates is to just send them out on expeditions. Once you send them out on expeditions, they naturally upgrade as they come back, right? It's a slow process, but all of these ships started off as C-class, except for this one, the Normandy, which was a reward for one of the first 2 expeditions. One of the very first 2 expeditions a couple of years back. I don't know if you can redo those expeditions. Somebody tells me that you can, but I'm not sure how. If you look that up, maybe you can figure that out. But I was fortunate enough to start playing this game in time to grab this particular frigate. It comes as S-class, so it's already very well equipped and so on. So very good frigate to use in your frigate expeditions. This is a model of a ship that belongs to a different game. I think it's Mass Effect is the game that this ship was originally in, and somehow No Man's Sky got permission to use this model as a frigate for their own game. Cool. No complaints about that. Very good frigate. So there's your frigates, and this guy, of course, like I said, this guy, the navigator here, he will allow you to send your frigates out on expeditions whereby they will go out and do stuff, and then they'll come back with a bunch of loot, including pretty much anything in the game. So yeah, that's awesome. This is my freighter. These are all the rooms that I have. There's the fleet command rooms. I do have an appearance modifier in the back there, so you can change the appearance of your character if you have an appearance modifier. You can go to do that at a space station or at the Nexus. I did modify this ship recently. I put some stuff up here. All of the growing things I took out from the main level down there, and I put some back up here. I put some Gravitino, as you can see here, and I also put some frost crystals, frost wart. Yeah, and I put, of course, the teleportation unit that brings us back down near the bridge over here. This teleportation unit brings us to the back of the freighter. And this is a legacy kind of freighter, right? It's got the original hallways and stuff. These are all my storage containers. And back here, I use the freighter for another series of missions. Basically, it starts, you hire an overseer, which is this guy here. Prospect, well, it doesn't matter who the character is, but he's the overseer. He starts off a series of missions whereby you hire an armor, a weapons expert, always a Viking type of alien. You then hire a scientist, I believe, which is this guy here. He's got a science post. And then you hire a farmer who shows you how to grow a bunch of stuff, and that's some of the plants are upstairs now. And and then finally you hire an exocraft specialist who shows you a bunch of stuff about how to, you know, build out and use your exocraft. These guys have their own quarters in behind here. Yeah, so I got all the quarters for these employees built out in the back there. I also have a lounge. This is the pilot's lounge back here. And it's just a couple of things that I put into it just to make it look kind of homey and stuff. Did my game just crash? No, it's Norton that decided to butt its nose into my game. So I'm going to turn on silent mode here and get back into the game. Fortunately, it didn't crash the game. I had issues like that with another game I was playing. Norton would just pop up, and sometimes it would even crash the game, but fortunately this game doesn't get crashed by Norton. And in the middle here, in the middle of the back area, I have another little lounge here with a fireplace. You know, you can come in and sit down, and yeah, you can actually come in and sit down, right? And if you're on a friend's freighter, like if somebody you know, were to come into this freighter, they can actually come in and do this too, right? Come in and sit down and whatever, right? So yeah, fun. Lots of stuff you can do in your freighter in terms of building. And the glitch building also, I think, applies to some extent to the freighter. So people have done some pretty extensive building inside their freighter. All right. Okay, I just punched that. Now, what kind of plants we got here? Flourishing, irradiated, murky, quagmire, and abandoned. Okay, so I see ancient bones on this quagmire planet. It's going to go down and dig a few bones just to, you know, kind of give you an idea of the opportunity that this particular thing affords. It is a flourishing planet. This is what they call a lush planet, I believe. So there are no, I shouldn't say there are no storms. There are no hazards on this planet. This game, when you first spawn into the game, you spawn into a planet that has a hazard. The 4 hazards are hot, cold, toxicity, and radiation. And as you can see, this one does not have, we can't really see it, but it doesn't have any hazards either. It's kind of a lush planet as well. It's murky. Let's see, this one probably does, eh? Yeah, any planet that has uranium on it is irradiated. So if you spawn on an irradiated planet, you're going to need to try to mitigate that particular hazard in some way. Now, what we got going on here, Quagmire Planet, Ori, Q-27. So there's my frigate fleet, the ones that are not on missions. There's the living frigate there. There is the Normandy. So just to give you an idea of scale, yeah, I'm just panning out here, just to kind of give you a full view of the Normandy, and that's my ship going past. Well, not really next to it. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get a little bit closer, just to kind of give you an idea of the scale of these things. Now, this ship can pretty much stop on a dime, so I can kind of stop it like, if I, oh, they can go backwards. The ships can go backwards in space, but they can't do it on a planet. Yeah, so that's kind of the scale there. These are your frigates, and all the frigates are big, right? All of the frigates are big. So that's kind of the scale right there, right? We're not that close to the Normandy, but we are pretty close, right? You know, you can go closer than that and get a better idea of the scale. But your frigates, I mentioned earlier about the fleet. When I sent my frigates out, I mentioned something about the fleet index and the mission difficulty. So if your fleet index does not at least equal the mission difficulty, you risk having your frigates come back damaged, and then you have to repair them. So when you go to repair your frigates, you can teleport to them from your freighter, or you can land on them. See, there's this particular frigate is an exploration frigate, and it has 2 landing pads on either side. I can land there with my ship if I want. Right? I'm just going to do that just to demonstrate. Let's go to the other side. So yeah, you see there's landing pads, 2 on either side, right? So you can land on your ship. There are rooms. Our artifact scanners at full power on your command. I will target the system nearby. Plan to begin scan. Perform scan. Okay, historical data revealed. Okay, so you can actually get out of your starship on the frigate, right? And it has rooms. And if your frigate comes back damaged, this is what you need to do, right? You need to go in here and you need to fix whatever's damaged, right? And all the ships are different. Like the combat frigates are different than these, that are different from the industrial, that are different from the trade, and that are different from the support vessels. Leave. Okay, can I just get out of here? Yeah, I can. Okay. And like I said, this is my living frigate right here. What kind of looks a little bit like a whale. Interesting. It's based on the same kind of idea as the living starship that you saw in my freighter landing bays earlier. And we're going to go down here and we're just going to demonstrate the utility of ancient bones. When this game first introduced this concept, oh yay, we're going to get into a fight here. I think. Renegek, seek assistance in our cause. Will you make a donation? Yes. Anyone who is not with us is against us. Yeah, I think you guys are just you're just basically pirates. You have declared yourself our enemy. You are no friend, traveler. So basically, there's going to be some some ships spawning in front of us, maybe one behind us, and we're going to have to take these guys out. So yeah, in my case, if I press the S key, this ship will stay in front of me mostly. So there's one. There's 3 ships in all. 2 are left. There's 2 gone. Oh no, there's only 2. Okay. So if I keep pressing the S key, I'll go to the next one. There is no next one. So there you go. Pirates taken care of. Send them home in a box, boys. Should have stayed home today. Should have stayed in bed, guys. Yeah, so that's the space combat right there. A small smattering of space combat, I might add, because it can get a whole lot hairier than that. In fact, every 5 warps that you do with your starship to another star system, you will encounter, you are likely to encounter a freighter battle, which is a bunch of freighters being attacked by pirates. And if you choose to engage, then you have to take out the the pirates that are attacking the freighter. So that's in fact how you get your first freighter, is through a freighter battle. Spoiler. Bit of a spoiler there, but Yeah, so on your 5th warp, you are probably going to be engaging pirates that are attacking a freighter. You have the choice of grabbing that freighter. It'll be free. If you don't like the look of it, you can pass up on it. You can decline the freighter. That's normally what I like to do in a playthrough, is decline the first one and go right ahead and take the second one, because the second one is usually much better. I don't know if that mechanic has changed at all, but okay, so those green concentric circles that you saw there, they just show you that there's a landing zone available. This is an archive. It's one of those buildings in the game. It has a number of landing pads. Other players or NPCs can also land here. And here we have a C-class shuttle, which is an NPC. And there he is right there. There's another NPC. You can actually talk to these guys, eh? You can engage these guys in conversation. You can learn some of their language. If you have any gifts for them, you can offer those up. And you can practice the language that you do learn with these guys. I think there may be some benefit to that as well, but regardless. We're going to learn a piece of the Gek language here. We learned the Gek word for holy. We'll learn the Gek word for holy. Mostly, well, except when you get to the end of the language, you'll learn a different word each time. So here's the archive. It's the biggest building on the planet, on any planet. And it has a number of features. It has a vendor here, which you can get technology or components from. It has a number of NPCs, as we've seen. Local information repository will give you a map, I believe. Now you got this guy here. I'm not too sure what this guy's useful for. Let's check. Excuse me for a moment. So here's a typical example of what happens if you don't know the whole language. The words that you do know are translated. In this case, mine are translated into green. So he says, blah, blah, has not, blah, maybe friend, no time to blah on you. So obviously this guy doesn't seem to be too interested in what I have to say or do. I've seen this alien's insignia before. They are a member of the Explorers Guild. You do not seem interested in the data I have to offer. Perhaps the mission listings agent on the station might have a way to prove my worth. Okay, so this just tells you how complex this game is, right? This is a mission, or a guild representative. Looks like he's with the Explorers Guild. There is a whole set of lore based around the guilds, and you can see that partially here in the catalog. Let's see, where would we find that? Gek. Okay, I've pressed on the Gek symbol. This shows me how far I've gotten into the world of the Gek. I've got 121 standing. They consider me a trade lord. I've done a total of 3 missions. The missions you will get at the space station. It's not the same thing as the space anomaly. We'll just go up and have a look at that after. Words learnt. I've learned 108 words in this language. There are 42 more to learn for me. Once I learn those words, that conversation that you just saw will all be in green. I will be able to understand everything that this particular species says to me. I've visited 107 Gek systems, and they consider me a discoverer, so I've got the highest medal there. And there's another specific to the Gek here, smuggling runs. I've gained 19 million out of 20 million units from smuggling goods. So that's the Gek thing here. If I go into the Vy'keen, you might see something different down here. Vy'keen were put into existence to get rid of sentinels. So for every walker I destroy, I get a level here. And of course, the standing, the missions complete, the words learned, systems visited are the same with all 3 life forms. And here again, we have the same kind of deal. I have not learned as many words in the Korvax life form, but there are fewer words to learn. I've learned 68 out of 100. And nanite clusters is the measure of this particular item here. Now, the guilds I was talking about are these things. Merchant's Guild, standing missions, units earned, plants farmed. Okay, I've farmed 56 out of 60. Okay, I guess maybe if I harvested 4 more planets on my freighter, 4 more plants on my freighter, I would get the next level of this. Rare treasure, total 701, all that glitters, highest metal achieved, highest metal achieved. So there's the next guild, the Mercenaries Guild. These guys are basically taking out pirates. I've got the highest metal achieved of sentinels destroyed, and pirates killed, and I do not have very high standing. Horrors eliminated. Okay, so that's the horrors that are in around the abandoned buildings. I've almost got all that done, so maybe I can work on some of that. Alright, so we're halfway through the stream here, and as you can see, the Explorers Guild, I have 3 of the items fully explored here. I don't have any missions, and I got very little standing. And here's the last one, the Outlaws. I don't have, oh yes I do, I have bounties completed. So the bounties you'll find in pirate systems, pirate controlled systems. So here, privateer, journeyman, 9 out of 12 missions complete. So when you do missions from the space station in a pirate system, the outlaw space station, you will gain standing here in this particular device. Smuggling runs, again, this is similar to the GEC. Back here, smuggling run. They consider this an achievement as well, Master Smuggler. So I think I might try some more of that today. Freighters plundered. So we got 11 more freighters to plunder to get either the next level or the max or the highest level, highest metal achieved rating on this one. So that's where you get all your life forms and your guilds through the catalog and guide. Exploration milestones you got here as well. Add guide to log. New active mission, milestone, overall journey, select alternate mission, press. So what did that just... Milestone, overall journey. You can select a new mission. Advance your overall journey, mission rank. Okay, so no. I think I'm going to try something else here. Okay, so that's the expedition that this is a continuation of. The Leviathan expedition. Not sure which one that is. 6 or 7 or something like that. Exploration milestones. Okay. Survival milestones. Tells you how far you've walked on a planet, on all the planets you've walked on. Tells you how long you've been on extreme worlds. Sentinels destroyed. This is similar to, I think it's the Viking, right? Oh, no. What is it? Mercenaries. Sentinels destroyed here. 1621. There it is. Units accrued. That may be the same thing as the GEC, right? No, There's no units accrued in the GEC. Ships destroyed. I'm a legend. Legend in my own mind. Alright, so, bones. Yeah, so here's the archive with its life forms. The life forms you'll see on any planetary building are the life forms that are prominent in the dominant life form of the system. So yeah, that's what you'll see here. This is a GEC system, so you'll see all the GEC in here. And of course, like I said, there's a galactic trade terminal there. There's a vendor here. You also have this device here. I'm not exactly sure what the artifact exchange does. I don't think I've ever successfully used it. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for the closest bones. So here's bones here. Natural burial site will lead you to bones that you can dig up. 800, 800, 704. Alright, let's just go over here. So if I press E on my keyboard, I'll highlight that. And of course, that basically just means I can actually go there without having to constantly go into my scanner to find out where it is. Vertical cliffs. Your jetpack should bring you up top of a vertical cliff without actually using any fuel. Now there is the natural burial site over that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to just pop over this way and dig up the bones. Now, okay, if you go into your escape menu, if you're on a keyboard, go into escape menu, you'll also see a discoveries tab up here. It will show you what kind of things you can discover on this planet. Flora is all the plants, fauna is all the animals and fish and birds, minerals are all the rocks. It tells you how many animals or fish or birds are on the planet, and it tells you where to find them, kind of. In this case we have 4 ground creatures, we have 1 flying creature, and we have 3 underground creatures. So there's probably no water on this planet as such. Just another thing that it will show you is the level of intensity of the sentinels. This one is low security, so that's good. These guys, although they are here, they may not bother you too much. Now me on my keyboard here, if I press F, I go into scanner mode, and things that I can scan are highlighted like this in a reddish tinge. So that's a mineral I just scanned. There's that purple pinkish plant there. More minerals there, I think. Yeah, and it tells you what's in the mineral, right? So here's a bush over there, that's a plant. Root structure transferable. You might be able to grow this on your base, actually. I'm not 100% sure how that works. Self-replicating, it contains carbon and condensed carbon. So if you mine this thing, if you mine this plant, you will obtain carbon and a bit of condensed carbon. There it is. That's just how you gather materials in this game, mostly. Now, in my scanner, I see these little red dots. Those are animals that I have not scanned, discovered, basically. So let's see. Oh, there's one there. Okay. So you can scan these as well. If you scan all the animals on the planet, you will get a bonus of nanites. It's 250 nanites per animal. So in this case, 8 animals equals 2,000 nanites. That's the easiest way to accumulate nanites in this game, aside from duping materials and going about it that way. Okay, let's get over there. There's where our bones are. Just gonna let my jetpack recharge here. You do have caves on a lot of planets. Caves will have an ecosystem of their own. They will have stalagmites and stalactites that you can scan. Those will be minerals. They also usually have at least a couple of different kinds of plants. There's a crab. There's a different kind of creature. There's another one. There's like a little kind of worm kind of guy. He's just hopping along here. And there's a crashed starship. We'll get back to this in a moment. As we go back towards our own starship, we'll get to that. Now, when you get to the site where your bones are, it looks like we only have one. If there's more than one bone, initially you will just see the one, but as you get close to it, you will see more. Usually, you can just walk right over it and scoop it up. As you can see now, you have the identifier on the bottom there. It says ancient bones, and you can just pick that up. You don't have to dig it out. Sometimes you do, but quite often you don't even have to dig that out. Now we did see a crashed starship over here, and as with pretty much all kinds of artifacts that are placed on the map, it's a big large circle, right? Mostly it's a big large circle with the item in the middle. It goes for buildings, for whatever else you're going to do. This guy eats nectar, so he shouldn't bother us. Here's stalagmites that are growing up, or crystals in this case, that are growing up from the bottom of the cave. Here, these are hazardous flora. When we were doing the Nexus mission earlier, I mentioned this. If you find yourself on a planet with caves, you might luck out and be able to destroy these guys. So you can harvest these guys, right? Get the oxygen just like you can, like the other hazardous flora on the surface. But caves will have usually have a higher density of hazardous flora than the rest of the planet. It's all these bulbous kind of things that kind of eject. There's one over there, see? Eject some kind of toxic material when you get close to it. There's a stalactite growing down from the top of the cave right there. Scan that too. You do get money for scanning things. Initially, when you start the game, your scanner is not equipped with these upgrades, which significantly increase the income that you make from scanning items. As you can see, right? There's a bonus. Once you upgrade your scanner, you can get a major bonus in terms of income from scanning things inside of a cave. Yeah. Oh, anywhere on the planet, in fact, not just inside the cave. Anything you scan will have a significant monetary value. See, this one is 76,966 units. That goes directly up into here, top left corner. Here's another different type of artifact that you'll find inside of a cave. Albumin pearls. This may or may not be a source of income for you early in the game. If you decide to harvest those, they will go into your exosuit inventory, assuming the inventory is not full, and they are worth something. So not negligible. As are the bones that we just dug up just now, 68,000. That's the regular kind of value for bones. You'll get some that are worth more than that. I mentioned earlier that the bones used to be worth more. They were worth significantly more, but at some point they installed an upgrade that kind of nerfed the value of bones. They're still worth a lot, and it could be worth your while to be digging up bones early in the game. In my case, I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes, just to show you that there is value in doing it. Now this crashed starship. Okay, let me just go through this. This is the beacon for the crashed starship. If you go to a transmission tower, you might the terminal there may lead you to a crashed starship, such as this one. And the first thing you do is you hit the beacon here and discover the lore of this particular ship. He was attempting to hunt down trade gex suspected of multiple counts of fraud and embezzlement. He got shot down. According to the ship's private logs, detective had initially looked the other way, bribed to stay silent. It is unclear what made the detective change their mind. So you have a few choices here. You can in this particular case, I can access the databanks or strengthen black box signal. I don't know that it matters a whole lot. I'm going to strengthen the black box signal just to see what happens. I logged the ship with the authorities, reporting the wrecked vessel. I am rewarded for my trouble. Authorities promising to follow up on this lead. So I've picked up a word in the GEC for pirate. The GEC word for pirate from this. Early in the game, if you hit up these things, they will give you a piece of technology for your ship. Something up here. Or for your exosuit. So always a good deal to hit up these crash starships if you can find them. Early in the game. Early in the game, that's usually a good deal. There is usually some buried technology close by, this thing here. And you can dig that out and get salvage data, which is also kind of valuable. Yeah, these are worth 300,000 units each. Sorry, 50,000 units each. 6 of them are worth 300,000. So there is some value to the buried technology as well. And lastly, or second lastly, I should say, lastly is the ship. You have a bunch of loot here. This red barrel, you need level 1 Atlas Pass to dig that out. You will eventually get that in the game as well. I'm going to discard the rusted metal. I have some already. And of course the green bin will give you some loot as well. I kind of like this starship. Unfortunately, can't really see it. Yeah, I'm going to just walk right through this thing, see? It's not showing me the starship. Okay, so the only thing I can do here is... Here's one thing you can try, okay? If you get this this particular glitch in the game whereby you can't even see... You can see the starship physically, but it doesn't show up on the description on the left, and you can just walk right through. It's like a ghost ship almost, right? Here's one thing that I like to try, right? I'm going to bring in my starship off the landing pad at the archive over there where it was sitting, okay? And I'm going to get in and out. That basically does a save, restore point saved. And I'm just going to reload right here. Reload the restore point that I just made, okay? It's just going to take a few seconds. And I'm going to end up outside my starship on this particular location right here where this crashed starship is. And there's a chance that I might be able to see... I might be able to harvest this crashed starship. So there it is again, okay? Now if I can actually see this... what's going on here? Building. Nexus Prospector 15 building. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. Oh, that's the name of the ship. Nexus Prospector 15. I see. But it's not telling me the class of the ship or anything. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, so it's a C-class fighter, right? Crash starships will always have all this damaged material associated with them. If you want to salvage the ship, two things I should let you know, I guess. One is that you have to fix at least the pulse engine and the launch thruster. Now I can fix launch thruster, but I need a hermetic seal to fix the pulse engine. I'm not going to bother, but you can fix these two items, fly it up to the space station, and scrap it. You don't need to fix anything else. If you fix everything, you will, I think you will get more value for scrapping it. If you don't, I think it's 1/6 of the cost of the ship is what, or the value of the ship is what you're going to get. Now, I'm not going to bother claiming this ship. I could, but I'm not. I'm not interested in a C-class vessel. I could swap it for my S-class. That would just be ridiculous. So I'm just going to leave it here. Leave it at that. And yeah, normally it tells you the class and the value of the ship in the panel on the left there. For some reason, they've taken that out of the game. That might be an oversight on their part. They may put that back in once they realize, hey, wait a second, it's not there, right? It's not a building, it's a ship, actually. So that's a misnomer on the panel on the left there that you're looking at, just below the name. And as you get Prospector 15, it says building, not a building. So that's an oversight on their part. So there's the bones and the value of digging up bones. What we're going to do is we are now going to go up to the space station. I'm just going to show you just a couple of things that might be interesting up here. So that little yellow hexagon points me to the space station. My my freighter is very close to it. So just going to go over this way. You should be able to tag what you want to fly to. Object of interest. Okay, let's just stop for that. Object of interest is most usually a fighter or a pilot that comes in. They're either looking for help or trying to get you to trade with them. And this guy, yeah, he's looking for trade. Normally they have only one page of items here. Sometimes they could have something you want, right? I'm going to buy the frost crystals off them. I don't need them, but whatever. You can buy these other things. The Gek relics, you can offer them. Let me just buy one. You can offer them to the locals as gifts, and I'll show you that in a moment. You can do that to any NPC that you can actually interact with. So, okay, there's my freighter. There's the space station. I'm going to go to that. Apparently I'm too close to it. So we'll just fly right over and go in that way. They all have some kind of entrance that looks a little bit like this. You can just fly right in to the blue beam. It'll grab you and bring you in the rest of the way. Sort of like the anomaly, space anomaly. There's a beam coming out of the entrance of that thing that if you fly close enough. And your freighter's the same way. Your 3 landing strips in your freighter are the same thing. You fly close enough to the blue beams and they will bring you in. Alright, so here. This is the space station. There's 2 sides. There's the landing strips. There's 2 sides. We'll go over there in a moment. On this side you have a room in the back here. On some of the space stations you have a galactic trade terminal. I think they all have a galactic trade terminal. Some of them have plants that you can harvest carbon out of, and most of them have these kind of people that you can interact with as well. Enemy Slayer E1 Sang, I demand a place on your throne world, interloper acceptance. So these people are potential employees. Pray only that you have an exocraft terminal. So this is an exocraft specialist. Now I have already got one of those on my freighter, so I'm going to decline that. And like I said, you have a galactic trade terminal here, and you can harvest the plants. Like I said, you have a galactic trade terminal. You can buy and sell stuff. The buy menu used to be a lot more sophisticated. Yeah, there used to be like 3 or 4 pages of this stuff. They've nerfed that item as well. It's all good though, because you can buy some stuff here. You can also buy it off pilots that are landing in the space station, the NPCs. You can also sell stuff. And this is the pearl that we picked up out of the cave. So we can sell that for 10,000 plus units. And as well, we can also sell the bone that we picked up for 181,000 units. No, sorry, that's inverted mirror. My bad. I didn't want to sell that at all. I'm glad I didn't, because I need those. Here's the bone, 70,000 units, okay? That's going to be applied directly up here. Now, here we go, and you see that the amount increases immediately when you sell stuff. Alright, that's the bones. That's the bones, some of the stuff that you can get on the planet. So on this side of the space station, you have a starship outfitting. If I had salvaged that fighter that was on the surface, this is where I would go to scrap it. I'm not scrapping this ship, so I better not press any wrong buttons here. You can also upgrade your starship here. If you have upgrades that you can apply to the cargo space, you can do that here. You can change. Here's another appearance modifier. It's the same kind of device that's on my freighter. And here, of course, you can change the look of your character, right? You know, you can be any of these 6 races, if you will, and you can change individually the head, torso, armor, gloves, legs, and boots. You can also change, of course, the color of said items. And so basically, this is what I like right here. If you have access to different kinds of jetpacks, you can change that as well. So that's what I look like. All right, so as far as the vendors on this side, exosuit, exocraft, starship, and multi-tool. These vendors will have upgrades for all of these items. This here is a very important item. First thing you should do when you go into a space station is grab the exosuit upgrade, which is basically an inventory slot for your exosuit. I don't know why it's not highlighting. Normally when you come in here, the first empty slot is highlighted in your exosuit. I don't know where this one's going to go. Anyway, so I'm not going to go through all the vendors, but it'll be similar to this one. If you purchase upgrade modules, it will show you the modules that the vendor in particular has for sale. I never buy anything except S-Class, no matter what, because I don't find value in the lower class modules. Especially early game when the nanites are a little bit tighter. You don't want to be throwing nanites on the B or C class modules that will not offer as much protection as the S class. So this guy has a shield module, toxic, radiation, and thermal. So that's the 3 of the 4 kinds of hazards that you'll find on a planet: toxicity, radiation, and in this case it's cold protection. You see the snowflake on the module itself there. For the hot planets, you'll see a flame in the middle of the module, and that will increase your protection. It's debatable as to the usefulness of that. This guy has the exocraft. This guy has all the starship modules. You can upgrade your engines, your shielding, and your weapons here. This guy does not have any S-class modules, so I wouldn't be bothered with this guy at all. Here's the multi-tool vendor. These guys always have this box here with the multi-tool in it. If you have the money, you can buy that. It's not a bad multi-tool, A class. Of course, I'm not going to buy it, but you know, you can. And my multi-tool inventory is full anyway. I think I have 6. You can have 6 of those. This particular terminal here will allow you to upgrade your multi-tool. You can install slots. Let's see what happens if I do that. So yeah, normally it highlights the first empty slot. I think this is a glitch in the game. Something they did in the last upgrade broke this. This slot should be highlighted. If I apply upgrade, I should now have, yeah, see, this slot is now available to apply some kind of upgrade or technology. And once you're in your multi-tool or whatever tab up here, you can install technology, right? As long as you've purchased the blueprints for those technologies. There's a bunch of things: shielding, weapons, scanning, so on and so forth. This guy, of course, has upgrades for those technologies. It's 2 different things, okay? You install the technologies and then you upgrade the technology. This guy has a mining beam upgrade, an S-class upgrade that I would be interested in if I was actually in the market early game. He also has the scanner module, which is well, in my opinion, critical. He has a scanner module that you can put on your multi-tool, S-class scanner module, which, as I mentioned earlier, has a potential of significantly increasing the income you get from scanning items. Now, these guys will only have 1 of each of these. If you want more, you can do what I did earlier. Get in your ship, get out, make a save, and then reload the save. When you come back up here, those modules will be available again. So you can repeat and rinse that process. Rinse and repeat. Pardon me. And obtain the number of modules that you want. Caveat: you can only apply 3 upgrades per technology. Here is the scanner technology. I have 1 upgrade, 2, and 3. That's all you can put on per upgrade. So this mining beam here has 1, 2, and 3 S-class upgrades. This guy here is the scrap dealer. If you scrap a ship, you will be given scrap in lieu of the value of the ship. You'll not be given money directly. So you can exchange the scrap either with this guy or with the trade terminal on this side or on the other side over there. We'll check that out in a second. This guy will also have... Okay, that was just a question. Sure, I should have went to the purchase, sold scrap. Okay, first thing. Item number 1 here, 5 million units, acquire coordinates. He will give you a... let's see, do I have one in my exosuit? I think I do. And the answer is... no, I don't. Oh, yes, I do. He'll give you one of these, emergency signal scanner, right? If you're flying in space in a star system and you tune signal, see it says tune signal there? If you do that, this item will eventually find a derelict freighter. See? Single-use receiver that scans for distress signals on freighter frequencies. Derelict or abandoned freighters often contain high-value salvage. So that's the importance of this thing. And you can get very high-value items in there, especially early game. But, as you can see, it is worth 5 million units, which is not negligible early game. That's quite a sum. You can also buy various things from this guy. Usually it's repair kits, some various assorted things. This guy also has scanner modules. It's debatable on the value of these. Glantry Mage, welcome to the stream, Glantry, and yeah, happy Saturday to you as well. So I'm just going through. I had a viewer on earlier who hasn't dove into this game. I was just going through some of the stuff. I'm not sure if he's even still on online here. It doesn't appear that he is, but anyway, I'm just going through some of the basic essentials here. Yeah, scanner module, the X-class scanner modules. We don't really know what this one does. It could be equivalent or better to the S-class, or it could be just as bad as the C-class modules. So you pay your money, take your chances with those. That's more of a mid-game kind of mechanic, if you will. And you can also get those modules from the vendor in Pirate Systems. Here is a large cargo hauler. This one they call the baller hauler because of the 4 balls on 2 on each side. Here are more NPCs that of course you can interact with and learn pieces of their language. Yeah, see the gift that I was talking about earlier. 1 Gek relic, right? There you go. Now we've given him a gift and we increase our standing by 1 by giving them a gift. So that's an important thing to recall as well. If you're looking for technology from the vendors on the planet, sometimes you will be needing to increase your standing. And that's the best way to do it, the easiest way to do it. We're going to get a piece of language off this guy. There are always 4 options here. These guys, the Gek symbol, the trade symbol, or the mystery symbol are your best options there. There's no Gek symbol, so I'm going to go ahead and get a trade. So the Gek word for commerce we just learned. Alright. Like I said, there's a galactic trade terminal on this side. There's a teleportation unit there. You can go to any place you've already been, including your settlement, your freighter, and any base that you have established. You can also go to any space stations that you've already been to. Here's the list of space stations that I've been to. That's what the teleportation unit is good for. Cartographer here will not give you, he will sell you maps in exchange for this stuff, navigation data. Hey, no problem. You do you. Do what you need to do, Glantry. Glantry Mage. Awesome channel over there too. He was doing Fallout 4 yesterday evening, I believe. I think he's got a stream going on this afternoon too, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe you can clarify that for us. Yeah, he's done some Mass Effect, so he's familiar with the Normandy. He's also familiar with this game too. I think he's done some streaming on this game as well. Cool, very good. Okay, so yeah, the cartographer will sell you maps for navigation data, and basically what he has is what I like to do is ask for specific charts. Right, you can go random, but if you're looking for something in specific, this is your best bet. He has secure sites of interest, maps for secure sites of interest. Distress signals will lead you to any one of 3 or 4 things, including crashed starships, crashed freighters. You cannot salvage crashed freighters, by the way. Cannot do it. But there is some loot on them, which may be interesting. That will also bring you to other kinds of buildings as well. Inhabited outpost, minor settlements, and I believe perhaps trade posts and archives. Not entirely sure, but that's another type of map. Ancient artifact sites will lead you to monoliths, things like that. Monoliths are important for finding portals. So very important type of map if you're looking for a portal and wanting to do portal travel. And of course the settlement chart will allow you to find a settlement. Your best bet is to, if you're looking for a settlement and you're looking for a settlement on a nice planet, your best bet is to find a nice planet first and then engage this map. Once you're either in the atmosphere or walking on the planet, you can activate this map and it will find you a settlement on that planet. That would be my advice, unless you don't care if the planet is toxic, irradiated, or whatever. And the last type of map people have is the exosuit upgrade, which will lead you to a the device where you can extract the exosuit upgrade, which is basically a cargo or an inventory slot, right? Words are escaping me today, my apologies. There's a specific name for that that device that map brings you to. Here's the trade terminal. This guy, the mission specialist, he will have a number of missions. Sometimes they will all be GEC, sometimes you will see missions from the various guilds like this. And sometimes, well, usually you will have a mission that is out of reach because you don't have the level of, in this case, level 7 Explorers Guild. I'm not level 7 Explorer, so scan minerals. Let's see if we can get in an extra level of Explorer just to see what that is. We're going to take a mission to go and scan some minerals, and as you can see, the mission is in progress. So when we get out of here, you get a little jingle, and it's going to tell you where you need to go if it's in the same system. Undiscovered planet located for mineral survey. Okay. And lastly, the guy in the middle here is the guild specialist. We saw him earlier in the archive. This guy probably has no time for me. You do not seem interested in the data I have to offer. Okay, so this guy comes in. If you do a derelict freighter run, you will be granted, if you complete a derelict freighter run, you will be granted a couple of items that you can exchange with either with the guild specialist there or the scrap dealer on the other side. And the guild specialist will give you standing. The scrap dealer will give you something different. Now, okay, we're going to do a scan from our ship. There goes the scan. And basically that should identify where we need to go to do our mission, our scanning for minerals mission. Okay, it looks like scans from a specific planet, consult the galaxy map. Looks like we got to go to a different star system, and we do. So it's here. That's the star system we need to go to perform our scan. We are here, as you can see from the little black diamond, white bordered black diamond with the with the avatar, the little white avatar in the middle. That's me. And this is where we need to go. So we're going to go to that star system. We're going to perform our scan minerals. It's going to lead us to a particular planet, and then we have to scan a bunch of minerals. And go back to the mission specialist and turn the mission in. Sort of like the Nexus missions. First contact here. Okay. Let's do a scan. Oh, we already have our icon. So we're asked to go over here, mineral survey location. We can go ahead and pulse down there. For me, it's spacebar on my keyboard. I'm going computer. So press spacebar and go into pulse mode. Once I get into the atmosphere, it slows right down. But I can still go a little quicker than normal to come down here. Okay, so here, it probably doesn't really matter where you land. All we're doing here is scanning minerals, I believe. So we can go ahead. We'll probably get all the scans we need right from here. Let's just check it out. So scan unique mineral 0 out of 5. Now, extreme hazard planet. Yeah, okay. So this planet, the hazard here is heat. Self-igniting storms is the storm type that you will get here. When there's a storm, your hazard protection will drop much quicker than otherwise. Sentinels are frequent, so not... I don't think they're aggressive. No. Okay. If you see the description of the planets, you will see if the Sentinels are aggressive. I tend to avoid those because as soon as you step on the planet, they're after you, right? So the way I know that it's hot on this planet, the hazard is heat, is that there's phosphorus here. Phosphorus is found on hot planets. There are 6 creatures that you can scan. There's a number of flora, plants as well. And there are a number of minerals. We've been asked to scan 5 of those. So we should be able to find 5 of those standing right here on our ship. And of course we can see some of the animals as well. Now, there's some plants. There are some birds here as well. There's another rock, a different kind of rock. Some of the things look similar to others, but are not the same. You have to be aware of that when you're scanning stuff, right? Plants, there's plants. So that was a sentinel. Where is he? There he is. They just kind of materialize right out of thin air, basically. And yeah, so if you're on a planet with aggressive sentinels, they will attack you pretty much immediately. Now, is that 5? Return to the mission agent. Okay, so we've scanned 5 minerals already. So our thing is done. Okay, so here's a little tip. This stuff over here, this stuff will turn into storm crystals when the storm hits. You can tell by the, these are just storm crystals covered in some kind of rock. Oh no, so we better fix that immediately. Okay, yes, I know, dear, I know. Yeah, you gotta watch out. This is a survival playthrough, so if you take damage in survival, there will other items in your accoutrement that will likely be damaged and you will need to fix. So here we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. There's the storm crystals I was talking about, right? And you can harvest those. These are worth quite a bit, so it's not an easy thing to be harvesting storm crystals, but it can be worth it, and you can see that they're all over the place, right? The only thing is you're going to have to probably walk from one to the next, and that may be a bit of a challenge for you, especially early game where your hazard protection is not fully up to speed. And what I mean by that is in your exosuit, you start off with life support technology, suit survival power pack. You start off with hazard protection. That's the basic hazard protection, the exosuit environmental shielding. You start off with a basic jetpack. And is there something else you start off with? I think that might be it. Oh, no, you start off with... wait now. Launch image. Alrighty. So, yeah, your exosuit has a number of things when you start off. And you just build on it, right? You just build on it as you go. Some of these things you can find at the vendors on planet, in minor settlements or in the archive, like we saw earlier. And some of the things, the upgrades, you will find space stations mostly. Landed pilots may also have these things here, these X-class upgrades. So yeah, your hazard protection will protect you against heat, cold, toxicity, and radiation. So yeah, these things here, these 4 items here, these are what you will find at the vendor. So if I go to a minor settlement or an archive on this planet, the hot one, he will have this guy right here, the coolant network, and that's always a good thing to have, especially if you're visiting hot planets, right? So we're going to go back to the space station in the initial star system where we were, if I can find it. So galactic core, no, free explore galactic. Why am I getting that? Oh, I see, because it's right here. It was very close. We were sent to a different star system, but very close to the one we actually picked the mission up in. We're going to go back there. We're going to go back to the space station, turn this mission in, get the reward. We'll get our standing with the Explorers Guild. Okay, so there's my freighter. I thought I was getting into a battle here for a minute there, but it was actually my freighter that we were looking at. You have a stream coming up this afternoon, Glantry Mage? Just curious. I think you do. You usually do, but like it's early in the morning for you over there. Is it like 9:20 or something? Okay, the mission agent is over here. So we'll head over here, turn in the mission, and see what we can get. Alright, so you get basically the same menu. This is the mission we just did. And 1 p.m. Eastern. Is it 1 p.m. Eastern or 1 p.m. your time? And what are you streaming today? So we've turned in the mission. I didn't even see what we got for Mountain. Okay, so that's like 4 p.m. here. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for your stream. Starfield. Awesome. Good. I like Starfield. I mean, it's not terrible, right? It does have its ups and downs, but not terrible. So it's okay game. Very Bethesda-ish, right? So yeah. So here's the back room on the side with the agents, and it does not have a trade terminal. I think the one in the Vy'keen system probably has a trade terminal. Here's a ship very similar to the one that we found crashed. As you can see, it's worth 4.85 million units. If you scrap a crash ship, you will get about 1/6 of that. So you'll get about 650, 700,000 units. If you buy this ship and scrap it, you will get like 60, 70%. So probably closer to 3 to 3.5 million units. And scrapping is done over there, of course, at the ship terminal, right? So the higher the class, from C to B, and all the way up to S, the higher the class, the more the ship is worth. Just a quick note that the ship's value is tied more closely to the number of inventory slots than it is to the class. Because you can have a C-class ship that's worth more than an S-class ship based on the number of slots that you have. Yes, when you scrap a ship, you have a chance of obtaining a storage augmentation for the cargo or technology sections in your ship, which is like just an extra one of these things. 5 million almost for the Explorer. The different kinds of ships have different values too. I think the Explorers are the cheapest, and the shuttles, followed by fighters maybe, and then the haulers are the most expensive. They generally have more inventory space, so they're more expensive. All right, so that's the space station on this side. Mission agent, guild representative, and cartographer. So here, I'm going to just demonstrate one last thing for this stream. Let's just do a quick save here. So here's a hauler. 12 million units for a C-class hauler. It's worth more than twice this much. And that's because, well, you can see how many inventory slots are in this thing. It says Explorer C. Yeah, it's best for traveling distance for sure. But you can outfit your ship to go a long ways too, right? But yeah, the Explorer is best for long distance travel. This one, C-class 26 plus 16. That means it has 26 slots in cargo and 16 in technology. This guy, 40 cargo slots, 20 technology, 32 million for this guy. It's still a C-class, but because it has so many inventory slots, it's worth a whole lot more. And you can see that 40 and 20, 14 more cargo slots and 4 more technology slots equals, you know, tens of millions of units, right? I don't know a whole lot of people who like to fly around in haulers, so they're big, they take up a lot of room on your screen, and generally, you know, I don't, they are not what I prefer. It's up to you what you prefer. So you can see this ship here takes up a little dot on the middle of my screen, right? That's what I like about it. And I mean, judging from the stats on the right hand, top right hand corner here, it's okay. It's okay, right? Now, I did want to demonstrate one last thing here, and that was the emergency signal scanner. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tune the signal. And basically, you got to go into pulse for it to actually find something. So you see, listening on emergency. Oh, there we go. So it found this derelict freighter, right? It's just out in space. It's been wrecked, basically. And you can go ahead and land. There's 4 landing pads up top here. They've been exposed. So you can go ahead and land there. Those other ships that are flying around, they may be actually mining the asteroids here. Okay. You get out of your ship. Warning, game not saved aboard derelict freighters. Yeah, that's important to note as well. Now, on the derelict freighter, you will find some of these capsules, and you can harvest those. They don't have a lot, but it's sort of like the plants and stuff that you find on planets, right? Open the first door, and you go inside. Now, first thing I'd like to do is turn on the heater, because of course, inside the derelict freighter, Avalanche Multimedia, good evening to you, sir, from across the pond, indeed. Good evening, Tony. Tony, right? I think so. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're doing a derelict freighter run here, just in a random system, and I'm just showing you know, that you can grab these capsules here. We're beyond the first door right there, but we're not into the freighter just yet. We've grabbed the stuff out of this bin. We've grabbed a couple of capsules, and we're about to interact with the first terminal. So, docking bay control, SS Daughter of Zuruo. Alright, so basically, this tells you that the ship is in lockdown. external access doors have been automatically sealed. Override seal. So you can go ahead and open the door. What I like to do first is just collect the emergency supplies. Just a couple of things that go into your inventory. Probably some repair kits and stuff. Then you can unseal the door. What that will do is open that door right there. And what I'm going to do is equip my weapon. Now, I don't know that I've mentioned this, but I generally run with two weapons. I run with a weapon, two multi-tools, sorry. I run with a weapon, and I run with a scanning mining device. You can use all one. That sounds like a plan, yes. I would probably be interested, yeah. Just keep touching base with me. I think I might be interested, yeah. That would be appealing to me for sure. So, on the derelict freighter. As you can see, the blue bar on top there on the bottom left corner, top blue bar, it's eroding away. That's because it's freezing cold in this place, and it's the same thing as being on an ice cold planet. So two things that's going to happen here is, first thing you want to do is you want to have this thermic layer, right? But you also it may be useful to put it next to your hazard protection. People have told me that. I'm not sure exactly how useful that is. You know what? Let's just test that theory. Let's put it back the way it was and see. Okay, I have a minute. See what it says, critical exposure down the bottom left? I have just a little over a minute until critical exposure. Now, I'm going to... oh, no, I need to turn that on. I need to have that on. Teleportation. Short-range teleporter right there. That's going to come in handy later on. Okay, so my hazard protection has just filled back up. And I said a minute. Lyrical Moonraven, welcome to the stream. So just doing a derelict freighter run here, and I'm just testing out whether putting the thermic layer next to the hazard protection actually does any good. I was about a minute and 6 or 7, I don't know, a little over a minute until critical exposure. So I've just moved the thermic layer next to the hazard protection, and I'm going to go over here and see what difference that makes. Yeah, it didn't make a whole lot of difference. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Now there's 4 main hazards inside the derelict freighter. Here's the first one. It's pretty passive here. If you walk into this beam here, the turret on the top here will start shooting at you. So we're going to try to avoid doing that. There are a number of crates that you can okay, so there's another capsule. Yeah, these lockers, the crate that was in the room, you can harvest the resources in all those. These things here are scattered about the freighter. You can turn these on and stand next to them to regenerate your hazard protection. There's another one over there. There's a briefcase there that you can loot. The next room is, you can see zones mapped 1 out of 13 in the bottom right corner. This is the first zone, of course. The next zone over there will be zone 2, but there's another zone in here. These purple, or whatever color that is, fuchsia. This will be zone number 2 when we go in here. See, it just tripped up to zone number 2 there. Fortunately, there's a heater in here. I can stop and explain what I'm doing. These tablets here, very important. You're going to discover credentials in one of these tablets. It's random, so it's for a particular freighter run. I think it's always the same tablet, but it's random. A lot of freighters have different layouts, so you will find your tablet with the credentials in a different place in different freighters with different layouts. So you go ahead and take the lower, and then when you leave, you'll know if you get the credentials because a big message will pop up. So we have to read as many tablets as we can, including this one, in order to get the credentials that we're going to need shortly. And no credentials there. Okay, there's none in here. There could be some here, so we'll read that as well. I don't think your hazard protection drops when you're reading tablets, so that's a good thing, because some of these are pretty long-winded. There they are. There's the security credentials we're looking for. SS Daughter of Zerul. And yeah, so we're just going to go over here, and you see the blue bar just pop right up. We're going to grab this. If we can get close enough. We got units out of that. It tells you what you get from the containers, right? Vector compressors, Hadal cores, enormous metal cogs, and what else did we get? What did we get out of this one? Maybe more enormous metal cogs. This stuff all goes into your exosuit. Oh, and another note, another tip. If you're going to do a derelict freighter run, make sure you have probably 20 empty slots in your exosuit, especially if you're planning on raiding or harvesting the loot from all these bins, because you're going to need 2 slots for things that we're going to discover shortly, and probably 1 slot for something at the end. So you're going to need 3 slots for those. Okay, so here's hazard number 2 on derelict freighters. And good thing we got a heater here, I can stand and explain. These festering pustules, you can harvest somnol dust from those. Yeah, they won't bother you, in the sense that there's no adverse effect from harvesting those, except, well, no exception. These things here, however, the horrific nest, they're quite dangerous. They are the second, I think they are the second worst hazard in the derelict freighter. If you walk too quickly close to one of these, they will explode, and a whole bunch of little critters will come out and start spitting acid at you and stuff, and it's just a mess. So you got to be careful with that. Here's the second terminal that you come across after your first one out there, the records terminal. And records terminal access, searching mission destination, gives you a little bit of lore, and of course it allows you to access the crew manifest. Basic, let's see, crew status as of last shipwide bioscan 11 days ago, and this tells you where the crew, last known location of the crew. So then it's going to ask you to do another scan, another bioscan, and it's going to tell you, oh, nobody found. No detected biological trace matches crew records. So the crew is all gone. Retrieve last known crew positions. There they are. And it will also give you this thing. Official record. It's the crew manifest for this ship. And you can turn that in, like I said, at the space station. So 2 things we're going to do here is we're going to walk slowly so as to not awaken these guys. And yeah, the doors are all glued up here. If you have this type of hazard in your derelict freighter run, the doors will be all smooshed up with this stuff. You can use your mining beam to get through that, or a weapon. As long as you don't shoot these things, you're going to be fine. Now, this particular room, okay, it doesn't look like it has anything. You can shoot these as well, and you might get something out of it. We didn't get anything out of it, but you can. Sometimes it'll give you something. Okay, there goes our hazard protection back up. Now we're going to walk over this way. I think I might activate one of these nests in a minute, just to show you what it does. Okay, so this is what happens when you walk close to it. If you stand still, that'll go back, die back down. There's the other one there. And the thing is that you got to be careful because they're not in sync, right? There's another heater over there. Briefcase here you can scavenge, and another one over here. Like I said, you can also use your mining beam to open these. I'm keeping my weapon out in case I bust open one of these things. You're going to want to shoot those so that they don't kill you, right? Okay, we are in zone 5. We've mapped out 5 zones, including this one. I'm not going to bother digging out all of the containers here because I don't want to, just not interested in grabbing. Okay, here's where we're going to find out if our thermal protection runs out when we're on a dialogue like this, because it was almost gone just now. I'm going to have to remember to recharge that when I come back out. Recharge it manually, not by standing next to a heater. Captain's DNA required. This is where you need the credentials. For the crew manifest, you don't need any credentials, but you do need credentials for this one. The first dialogue you get here, I don't think it matters what you answer. I always go with deceased because I know he's passed, right, according to the crew manifest. Now you can log in with the credentials that you just picked up. If you haven't got those credentials, you can't access what's in here, which is the captain's log. Read captain's log, and there it is. We just downloaded the captain's log, right? Here we go. This is just lore in the game. I'm just going to skim over this. There are slight variations on the theme here, but basically it says they picked up something, it got a little dangerous, and then boom, everybody's dead, and you get these pustules all over the. There's the captain's log. So that's the second major artifact you're going to pick up in this ship. Yeah. So there we go. We need to recharge our hazard protection, and again we have these capsules. You can ignore the capsules, not a big deal. We got a briefcase here. We got a heater right here, good to have. Our next room is through the opening over there. There is a room here, and again I'm going to use my mining beam to take this stuff off. Here we do have a tablet, and we do have a heater. I'm going to turn on the heater, stand next to it, and see what else is in here. So we do have a briefcase on the other bed. I think these are beds. These are berths for the crew. And of course, we're looting all the as many of these as we can, without getting too rambunctious. These tablets, you'll continue to see these. They have lore. To me, I don't. Once I have the credentials, I don't bother with these tablets. But if you want to collect some lore and stuff and see what's going on, see, collected fleshy worms from passing asteroid, performed bioscan observation, novel pathogen discovered, and I think that's what they turned into, these things here. So now that the crew's all dead, these things are just kind of hibernating and waiting for unsuspecting, creatures like myself, and they're gonna bust out if I get too close or whatever. So we're gonna go down here. They're gonna bust out and consume me, right, if I let them. So okay, we're down one floor. We got another one of these doors with the things around it, so we're going to go ahead and open that up. And hopefully, there's another chest. Hopefully we have another heater nearby. So if you open up your scanner, you'll see where the heaters are. There's one there. And that's it. So our best bet, if you want to get close to a heater, you better... yeah, see, there goes the head protection blue bar on the bottom here. Boink. Fully charged. Okay, we do have more of these. There's another tablet there. There's a briefcase right here. That's handy, so we'll go in. We have another one of these side rooms. The ones with the purple or fuchsia headers. They are kind of side rooms, so I don't think I've ever seen a side room with these nests in it. I don't think. You may have a different kind of hazard in here, but these nests that you see out there, I don't think I've ever seen them in these rooms. Yeah, these cryo depressurized capsules. Yeah, this is the critter that's in these nests. This little critter here. Now these are dead, but if you happen to activate the nest, like this thing, those will, you're going to get about 10 or 12 of them bust out and start attacking you. Now you see you can move slowly past this thing. If you go too fast, it'll bust open. If you shoot it, it'll bust open. So that's how you avoid doing that. Just go slow. So here is yet another room full of these things. Here's the third kind of item possible in a freighter. These things are probably the second least dangerous thing. They will harm you if you let them get close enough. There's another one over there. Okay, I'm just going to recharge that so I can keep chatting here. Let's go with sodium nitrate. And heaters. There's a heater over there. There's a heater over there. Okay, so this thing here, you can shoot them. Be careful you don't shoot the nest at the same time, because it's an easy thing to do. Okay. Yeah, even the knocked over lockers, you can loot those as well. Yeah, here they go. There's a couple of them getting a little excited as I get by. As I come close. And okay, we've avoided that. Yeah, we're gonna have to recharge that again. Okay. All good. It's all good. We're gonna loot these lockers on the way to the other room. Can I get by here? Yes, I want to get into this room. Oh, the nests. See, there's part of the crew right there, right? Somebody's hand. I don't think that's just a glove. I could be mistaken, but I think it could actually be the hand of one of the deceased crew. Yeah, sadly. Okay, what do we got? Activate teleport terminals, move around quickly. Yeah. So there's a teleport terminal next to the crew manifest. There's another one next to the captain's terminal, where the captain's log is. Oh, I slowed right down here. I'm just inching my way past. There's a lot of these things here. Another heater right here I want to get to. Hopefully without disturbing these guys. I keep my finger off the trigger button because I have a nasty tendency to inadvertently press the trigger. And if I was to do that, these things would all come out at me. Now, we have 10 out of 12 zones mapped. It should be this next one. Let's see. Okay. We have this room, which is 11, that room, which is 12, and the last room is just beyond that door right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right ahead and go to this heater right here. Right, there's a heater. Heating unit. Hopefully without trying to aggravate these guys just yet. Not just yet. Okay, next to the heater, our blue bar for hazard protection regenerates. I'm going to take my mining beam out to get rid of that. Then I can go ahead and go over here. Scavenge that. Not anymore, bud. I'm standing next to a heater. Okay, this is similar to the room we were in earlier. It's got nothing of value necessarily. This looks like the place where they were putting those creatures in these things. I'm amazed that they were able to do that actually, because creatures, well, here, I'm going to show you what happens if you burst open one of these guys. And I'm going to show you that over here. So if you go by too quickly, there it goes. So these guys, you can just go ahead and shoot all these guys. They will spit acid at you, so better off to do that as quick as possible. Fortunately, you can kind of see them. They have a yellow eye. Is there more? They have a tendency to hide. Oh, there it is. Another one over there. Is it? No. Get it? Yep, that's it. Okay, so I didn't count. I didn't see what was on the bottom right part of the screen. I was too busy trying to shoot them. But yeah. Let's fix that thermal protection again. Okay, now we're going to open up the last door. This is normally a like a cargo bay, and the only hazard you'll normally see in here is these things. And of course, like I said earlier, these are the easiest to take care of. You will not normally see those nests in the cargo bay. This is kind of what the cargo bay looks like. Some, you know, mostly. Kind of looks like a room like this. There should be some heaters in here. There's one. And of course you can loot all the blue bins, right? Or at least the chests, the briefcases, and the lockers if there's any. And of course your fourth and final terminal is in this room. And I'm just going to recharge here. So yeah, you have... Dang. You have a number of items you can loot, and here's the final terminal. It's the engineering control. And here's where you're going to get your last piece of loot. And it's either going to be fabricated technology or a freighter bulkhead. I don't remember what my freighter looks like, but I don't think I need any more bulkheads. I'm going to get a freighter technology upgrade just to see what it, show you what it looks like. So these two will take up an inventory slot in your exosuit. You can choose one or the other, or you can choose nanites if you prefer. I don't know anybody who chooses nanites, but you know, it's up to you, right? Technology upgrade. Here we go. Internal technology replicated, initiated, extraction complete, nanocompression complete, deployable unit ready for collection. Ooh, S-class salvage fleet mining unit. Okay, so two things. Two things. That unit that we just picked up, okay? Where is he? This guy. Salvage fleet mining unit, okay? Two things. Yeah, it is nice. It's very unusual. Very, very unusual. Two things. That gets applied into your freighter core storage right here. The technology section, right? So let's see, high value items, consumables, installable tech. So if you click on installable tech here, you'll basically see this thing here. Now you don't have access to it because your freighter is somewhere else. But yeah, here's where you install that stuff, right? In my case, my freighter's already decked out pretty good. I might be able to use that anyway. What do we got here? We got industrial, combat, expedition speed, trade, exploration scientific. Do I not have any mining? Huh. Okay, that's a little weird. Do I not have any mining thing? Piece of freight, expedition speed. I'm going to just deploy that. I might be able to deploy it right now, actually. I'm just going to deploy it just to see what it is that that does for me. Okay, install. It's like this stuff here. See, it's the same icon, right? You can put that, you know, it will buffer, or buff, I should say, buff the other two. Industrial abilities. Yeah, industrial abilities. Okay. It's a mining thing, but it improves your industrial abilities of your freighter and your frigates. When you send your frigates out on missions, this number here is important. The higher the number here, the better the loot that you will get, and the better your fleet coordination numbers will be. And we looked at that earlier when I sent out my frigates. I will go back up and show you that again. So this is, let me just, for anybody who's in here looking for coordinates for an S-class freighter upgrade, here are the glyphs to get to this particular place. If you do a derelict freighter run from the system that you get to with these glyphs, you should get into this freighter. I'm not sure if being in survival mode makes a difference. It may, but in my particular case, yeah, the freighter run, I really don't like the freighter run with all the pustules and the nests and stuff. I really don't like those. But if you don't mind those, then this freighter will yield an S-class freighter upgrade for you. So, and of course, like I mentioned, you can install those in your freighter up here, right, and buff your fleet coordination numbers. Now, as you can see, I've picked up a whole bunch of different ones, right? C class, B class, A class, whatever. If you've got all S-class modules up here, you will have an enormous fleet coordination number, and you won't have any problems with your frigate expeditions. Let's just put it that way. So we've collected all the loot in the final cargo bay kind of area here. We're going to go over here and use the terminal, the short-range teleporter to get back to the beginning. That's what these teleporters do, is they send you back to the very beginning. This is where we were at the very beginning. There's a door you have to open there, and then you have to use the terminal here to open this door. And then off you go into the freighter and so on, right? And that's the teleporter. Alright, so we got that done. And one last thing about the freighter runs. Here's what it looks like when you're walking in the freighter. It's a lot slower than normal walking pretty much anywhere else. And that's because of the cold in here. So you have to run inside the freighter to get even the normal speed. Once you get outside that first door, your running will be running. Well, it's not going to be walking anymore because you're outside the freighter. I'm not sure what that is, but that's just the way it goes, right? Once you're inside the derelict freighter, if you want to walk quicker, you need to actually run. I think on the keyboard here it's a shift. Okay, last thing about the derelict freighter run. We picked up a whole bunch of loot, right? We picked up a whole bunch of loot from this freighter, including this pulse engine module, which we're going to trade at the space station. This thing here, that's the crew manifest. And where's the other thing we picked up? Can't be here. It's probably here, is it? No. Where's the captain's log? Captain's log. Okay. So we picked up some of these things, including various other things. These two things, you're going to want to go over here. Space station. And like I said earlier, you can turn these into the space station. There's two places you can turn them in. If you're looking for standing amongst the various guilds, you can turn them into the guild representative. if you're looking for material resources, you can turn him into the salvage guy. See, there's two little icons. When you're facing out of the space station like this, salvage guy is going to be right there, and the guild representative is going to be up here. I'm just going to turn him into the guild representative. To me, at this point in the game, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Although it might be nice to get standing amongst some of the guild. Donate crew manifest. So, increase standing. Oh, it's not the guild, it's the GEC. He gives us standing amongst the local dominant life form for turning in these things. And the captain's log will give you 2, 3. So it's 5 altogether. 2 for the crew manifest, 3 for the captain's log. You get 5 extra standing amongst the dominant life form. You see that in your catalog right here. And this is where you figure that out. Now you see I've reached the highest medal achieved, so I just wasted that, basically. Because I can't get any more standing amongst the GEC. That's all good. The other guy over here will give you, I think he'll give you this stuff. Where is it? Yeah, this stuff. Tainted metal. And you can use that to buy stuff off him, or you can grind this down for something else too. Yeah, it says used for refining. Yeah, you can refine that for, I think, nanites or something, but for sure. So there it is. There's the derelict freighter run. All right. And unfortunately, that's all we got time for today. That's it. Busy day. All right, so we got a Nexus weekend mission in. We got a derelict freighter run in, and a few other things. So that was kind of neat. Yeah, I like that. Very interesting day today. Right. So, hey, thanks, Clantry. Indeed. Yes, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. You all take care. Thank you so much for being here, watching this homely looking guy run through a few things here, and hopefully we'll see you on stream again, hopefully on the Saturday morning cartoon, or on one of my weekday streams, Monday to Thursday. Monday and Wednesday, it's so far it's been Fallout 76, doing dailies and doing some of the storyline in Fallout 76 with our new character that we just popped up for season 14. Tuesday and Thursday, it's been Starfield. That's been quite a bit of fun too. It's somewhat of a deep game. There's a lot of things to do in that game. Yeah, it's been fun so far. So hope you'll join me again. In the meantime, everybody out there, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we hope to see you again. Cheers, everybody. Take care.